And so with that, I'm going to hand it over to Corey, and Corey's going to talk about our guild leveling system.
Hey guys. So we're going to cover a bunch of topics here. Here's a quick overview of what we're going to get into. We'll talk about the levels and the talents, get into the professions, our concept of a looking for guild system, achievements, and then a couple of general features at the end. So we'll start off with the leveling concept. The pitch behind the idea of doing a guild leveling system is to really make people feel like it feels valuable to be in a guild. And people that aren't in a guild, we really want them to feel like they want to be in a guild. We think the game it's really fun when you get to play with a group of friends. You have a lot of people you connect with. So kind of the concept behind all this is really to get people into a guild and have it feel like it's valuable. So the concept of leveling is going to happen in a variety of different ways. Basically, there's a ton of different things that you can do, and all of these things will actually end up giving you basically guild experience. And we're planning to let you currently level up through 20 levels of guild leveling. That number might still change a little bit, but that's what we feel like feels good right now. So here's a couple different ways, like leveling in general. Any player in your guild gains a level. That adds to experience. Reputation ranks. Killing a boss in any raid or any dungeon. Rated battleground wins, as Tom mentioned, also arena wins. Things like profession ranks that don't necessarily involve combat, but they're definitely helping the guild out overall, so we want them to contribute. Now the concept of boss kills there, that in order for that to work, you have to have a certain number of guild members with you. Right now we're kind of leaning to something about a 75% ratio. So in a 5-man, you would need to have 4 out of 5 people be from your guild. And then when you make that kill on that boss, you would earn guild experience for it. That same concept applies to the battlegrounds. As long as you have 75% of your team be from your guild, like 7 out of 10 in Warsong Gulch, you would then earn leveling experience for your guild. Now, each time you gain a level, you're going to earn a talent point. And these talent points can be spent in a guild talent tree. The talents that are purchased in the guild talent tree apply to everyone in the entire guild. We've got a pretty wide variety of different talents. I've got an example that we'll be able to show you here in a little bit of a couple different things. But the talents, they vary from things like reduced costs on repairs to things like mass resurrection. And the concept of how this works is we take the top 20 earners per day from the guild. And the reason we do that is because we want this system to be able to scale between a small guild that might say only have maybe 30 people, all the way up to a guild that might have 500 people. So we do this by taking the top 20 earners every day. So, and that'll be actually displayed to everyone else in the guild. So if you're a guy out there that's putting in a lot of contribution, everyone in the guild's going to know that you're one of those top earners. So here's a couple screens of a couple of the talents that will be in the guild talent tree. So there you can see Penny Pincher, reduces the cost of all repairs. We've got one over there called Everybody's Friend, removes the reagent requirement for all raid-wide buff spells. Figured you'd like that one, for sure. Here's a couple other examples. So on the left, we've got cash flow, increases the gold drop rate for all kills from creatures or players that reward experience or honor. And on the right over there, you can see mass resurrection. And obviously, mass resurrection is down at the bottom of the tree. And we want this tree to feel just like any other talent tree would feel. We want you to have the decisions to be meaningful. We want you to pick these talents because you feel like they're really good for your guild specifically. The whole goal here is to create diversity among the guilds. You might be a guild that chooses to go all the way down and get mass resurrection there, but you don't see the talent right next to it is raid summon, which allows you to summon your whole raid to you at one time instantly. Now that might be something you might want instead. And there's just a wide variety of this stuff. There's talents that are great for leveling, some that are great for PvP. We try to cover the gamut. And yes, these are definitely going to be re-talentable. You can definitely respec your guild talents. So there's a second concept that goes along with this. As you're earning guild experience, we're basically going to convert that experience and right away when you earn it into guild currency. And currency for your guild is the way that you're going to be able to buy cool rewards and things that will help your guild out. And we've got a ton of things that you can buy with this stuff. We've got vanity items. We'll do things like mounts. We'll do things like standards that will have your guild insignia on them. So when you get that first boss kill, you can throw down a standard. It's got your guild logo on it. Take your screenshots. We'll have things like mounts that'll have flags from your guild, a variety of stuff. Guild currency will be used to pay for your talent respecs, for example. So if you want to respec your guild quite a lot, you're going to have to be earning enough experience to get that currency to do it. The biggest thing probably you'll be buying with the currency, though, is the guild profession plans. These are what allow you to make guild heirlooms. Now, guild heirlooms are going to be able to be built by any people that have that profession in your guild. So the way this is going to work is you'll buy the plan for the guild, and it'll actually show up on a skill vendor. The same way you would go to the blacksmith skill trainer and you would buy a recipe from him. Anyone in your guild that has the required profession rank to actually use it can go to this guy, buy the plan, and learn it right away. Now, if he leaves the guild, he then loses the recipe, obviously, because he's not in the guild anymore. So the kind of picture I think you're kind of catching on, the idea is we really want people to feel like it's valuable to be in the guild, and you want to stay in the guild. You don't want to bounce around necessarily as much because you're getting these great benefits from being here, which really makes you want to have a great guild. So, the professions. The plan here is that everyone's going to have access to it via the skill trainer. We're going to do this also, we're going to have a guild vendor. And these are going to be in all the major cities. You'll be able to go there and spend the currency. We're planning to permission the currency, so we'll have a new permission in the guild systems panel that'll allow you to set up who in the guild can spend the currency. So that'll be up to you guys to figure out. Now, the guild heirlooms are bound to the guild. So if you're wearing, like, say, I don't know, a chess piece, and you leave the guild, that you'll get a warning, and as soon as you leave the guild, that chess piece will automatically get returned to the guild bank. So no more, you know, working up to that item that you guys have been trying to get to for a long time, and then the guy takes it and then bounces and leaves the guild. Now those items will go back and stay with you. So the concept here is that these work like our other heirlooms. They're going to scale with level, and we plan to cover, we would like to cover all the professions, as many slots as we can get for this stuff. We really want it to feel like we've got everything covered. So now, besides guild heirlooms, you're also going to be able to make just normal items that will also be great for the guild. And you'll buy these as plans the same way, but they might not make heirlooms. They might make things like, say, potions or elixirs, things that you can use during raids. And the concept behind these is they're also bound to the guild, so you can only use them if you're in the guild, but there's talents in the talent tree that will benefit this stuff. So there can be talents in the tree that increase the effectiveness of potions that you might, or elixirs that you might drink during a raid. And so you get those benefits by staying in the raid, in the guild. One last thing on the guild currency is you're also going to be able to buy reagents. So for some of these new heirlooms, we want to use some of the new profession items that people are going to be mining, and herbs and things that you're going to find out in the world, but we're also going to have reagents that you can buy directly. And that's another way that you can spend that guild currency. So instead of maybe having to use a frost lotus for every pot you make, you might be able to buy a guild reagent and use that instead. All right, looking for guild. This is something that we've wanted to do for a while. We really wanted to find a way for those players that want to get into a guild to have that be easier, but also come up with a great way for guild leaders to be able to find new members that they're looking for. And so the concept of the system is that we're basically going to let you filter based on various requirements of what you're looking for. The interface, we want it to be pretty simple, not complicated, because we want new players to be able to hop into the game, be able to find a guild, and not have too much difficulty. So here's an example of a mock-up of what we would concept for this. So you can pick your availability, weekdays and weekends. You pick your class role, your level. Now, this screen you're seeing right here is what a guild would see when they're